Greetings, friends. It's me, Al, and I just wanted to come on and say hello to everybody. And I wanted to talk about a topic working with limitations, right? So sometimes that is a bad thing, other times it can be a good thing because it pushes you outside your comfort zone. So I had a pretty challenging month last month. I didn't feel like making pots, not gonna lie. And also, my Facebook business page, the Creek Road Pottery page that I took 7 years to build, was taken over by some bad guys, disconnected from my profile page. I have zero access to it now, and they started spamming my followers. And I had over 3,600 people there, and it was a huge loss. But I've taken losses before. I've had kiln loads of mugs over fire. So starting over for a pottery artist, uh, you try to walk it off when you can. So I've been doing that. So today's topic is going to be on limitations and working with what you have, and sometimes placing limitations on yourself to be able to make better work, right? So I work a full-time job, and I had 80 pots thrown for the last show, and they ended up drying out completely. So last Sunday, I had a show at the Scranton Cultural Center, and I set up a little display. But those pots came out. Those pots came out Sunday morning of the show, and I was hoping they'd be cool enough to pack. So that was way too close, right? So I need to do a better job for sure. But with those limitations and the pots that dried out, I was able to trim those dry. You should never trim dry, but I was able to trim them dry, and I got some really interesting patterns and effects going on when I trimmed them dry. You can see these, little chip marks on some of these, and I always use the wood rasp, but the wood rasp dry, I put on a mask and did the bottoms, so it made it like an interesting kind of effect on the pots. So I trimmed out all 80, and also with the time crunch, I did a raw fire, and it was only my second raw fire, and all these pots had to be out for the show. And normally I fire the gas kilns really slow, so it worked out good to where everything was dry, and I put some texture patterns on, and then at the end of the firing, I put wood down into that kiln on the updrafts and smoke it right out. So you get carbon capture. I think it's called carbon capture. I forget the name of what they call it now. But it creates these little black specks in here, right? And it makes the pot look really interesting. So this is from the smoke and all kinds of things. And I've been doing this for quite some time now. So this is like a little pour bowl that I used the rasp to file this out, creating texture patterns on the bottom. So when you hold this, you can feel some interesting things. And I got 2 or 3 of these little guys out, and they're just the cutest things. And these I practiced lifting them off the wheel head by hand. So I did 80 pots. Usually I throw on tiles, but these were hand lifted off the wheel and set on a wearboard and then dried. And then when they were dried, I dipped these in glaze. I pour the glaze in and then swirl it around, pour it into the next pot, and then once all the pots are glazed on the inside, I give them some time to dry out, and then I flip them and go into the pail like this, up to that line, pull it out, set it on the table like that, and then dab with my hand, covering up that finger mark. But sometimes the finger marks do add something because they say handmade, right? So that's what I've been dealing with, and it all worked out, right? So the raw fire worked out, the trimming of the pots dry worked out, and I'm for certain that losing the community, 3,600 people, is going to work out, because I only need 10 more people to start a new community, right? And a bunch of folks have called already, and I really appreciate it. And they wonder where I went. So I only need 10 people. So it's going to be great, right? So my next big job tonight is I need to make more pots for 2 shows that happen to fall on the same day. All those are due in 2 weeks. And I want to throw some larger pieces and see what happens. Because I can picture these large pour bowls and batter bowls, right? Fairly serving size and maybe even mixing bowl size bowls I have made in the past, but not with this technique, right? So this would be a new thing that I'm trying with the carbon capture on larger pots. So that's what I'm going to be working on. And more shape bowls. This is a shape bowl here that was 1 shelf under, so it didn't get as much carbon on it, but you can still see the red specks in there, right? So that'll be really interesting. And also, I got some really interesting cups out. These little guys, aren't they as cute as a bug's ear? And you can see where I lifted this off the wheel, like this, and set it on the wear board. And those little indentations are still in there, right? See them? And when I chipped that bottom off, it added this rustic kind of feel. So I have probably 10 or 12 of these cups or more. And also I have these larger beer cups or tea cups that are pretty much the same. And I really like how they turned out while they're sitting flat, right? So that was really interesting. So overall, I had a good firing the last firing, and the last couple firings have been really good. And so I'm excited to make more pots and keep the whole thing going. So I'm still making pots, even though you can't find me on the Facebook business page of Creek Road Pottery. You can go to creekroadpottery.com and find me. And also, my email will be there, and my phone number will be there. And you can get a hold of me on my personal Facebook page, because I'll be posting there also. So I'm going to try to get work going more on this channel to supplement what I lost on the Facebook. And the live feeds were a load of fun, and I really loved doing it. I may do live feeds on my personal page, but man, I'm going to have to walk off that business page for a long time. Facebook has been zero help. It's almost impossible to get any kind of help. And a lot of other businesses are experiencing the same thing. So may I never get so large like Facebook that I no longer care about people like you, right? So it's okay being small, and it's okay making work that matters for people who care. And I'll answer your email, and I won't send you to some robot, right? Oh, I just seen this cup. I need to show you this. Yeah, here's a little cup with indentation marks. Isn't that nice? Like, you can hold it like that. Yeah, I'm liking these shapes. So these were done on the old-timey treadle wheel I got from upstate New York. And I think I have a video of me throwing pots on the old-time treadle wheel, which I really enjoy. So all the pots that came out, I really like the shape of this bowl here. So this is another shave bowl, but these can be used for salad bowls too. But I like that roundness, and then the textured bottom underneath that. The firing technique that I'm using adds a whole lot of interest to these pots, and I'm really enjoying the carbon trapping that's coming up. Yeah. So some have more carbon trapping than others. Depends on what shelf. So this, I think I showed you this already. You know, they got smoke lines in them. It's quite amazing. That red's from the copper in reduction. And when the kiln goes into reduction, it turns red. Got some nice reds in there. Look at that. So, coming up in 2 weeks, I'm going to be at the Valley for the Arts in Athens, PA. I'm going to have pots there. And then I'm going to have pots at the oldest house in Laceyville, Pennsylvania for the Wyoming County Artist Tour weekend. So that's a 3-day, starting May 5th, 6th, and 7th of 2023. And I'm going to be at the oldest house, and my wife is going to have pots at the Athens show. So I'm hoping to get a whole bunch of new pieces out and keep things going. And to me, the process is more important than all the follows and things like that. Because I believe that if I continue being interested in the process and get people excited about the process, they'll come find me, right? Because it's just amazing. And putting that wood down the updraft, I think I got a video on here, and seeing that smoke and fire come out, it's just amazing to me. And so I just wanted to come on and say I appreciate everybody who followed the Creek Road Pottery page and subscribe to the YouTube page, because you can get in contact with me here. And I never took for granted anybody who followed me, and I appreciated every single person there. And you all were like neighbors to me, and the ones who find me again will still be my neighbors. When I have the shows here, people come down and they bring me baked goods and stuff. You know, it's really nice. And I give them a deal on the pots for cookies, right? That's part of it. But just beautiful folks, and I had a really close-knit community. People helped me design pots even, and so that was a lot of fun. So hopefully I can continue that here in some way and continue to show you how pots are made. So that's my big goal, is to make pots that matter for people who care, right? People who care about handmade, and people who care about authentic handmade, created right here in the United States of America on the treadle wheel in Laceyville, Pennsylvania. So take care, friends. Be well, take care of yourselves and each other, and have a great day.